Final boarding call for Amtrak Train 51. The Cardinal to Indianapolis. Platform 7. All aboard.
I was 8 years old. My Lightning McQueen backpack was half unzipped, spilling crayons. And the 3 adults who were supposed to love me most were on the other side of the glass, getting smaller. My mom, Lisa, held her iPhone up. She was laughing. $10, Jess. $10 says he doesn't even make it out of the station before he starts crying. Mark, her boyfriend, smacked the window. Kids screwed. The doors hissed. The train moved. I screamed until my throat bled. That was the first time I learned the difference between a family and a group of people who share your last name. My name is Ethan Cole. And this is the story of how I spent 18 years learning to become the person my mother was afraid I'd become. Before Platform 7, life was a 2-bedroom apartment on North Sheridan Road in Rogers Park, Chicago. We were 4 blocks from the lake, but we never went. Mom said it was too many stairs. It was me and Lisa. Just us after Dad, Michael Cole, died at the Port of Chicago. Forklift accident, 2010. I was 5. I remember the flag they gave Mom. I remember she folded it and put it in the closet next to the vacuum. We never talked about him after the funeral. Lisa was 27, pretty in a tired way, and worked the Amtrak ticket counter at Union Station. 8-hour shifts, plus overtime during holidays. Her best friend was Jessica Monroe, a bartender at the Carryman in the West Loop. Jess had big hoop earrings, a laugh that sounded like a car alarm, and an opinion on everything. Her boyfriend was Mark Dwyer, 33, sold used cars in Skokie and called everybody chief. They were my world. Friday nights were pizza at our place. Sundays were day trips. Navy Pier, Lincoln Park Zoo, Six Flags if Mark had a good week. I thought we were a family. A weird one, but mine. Mom's favorite thing to say, "You're the man of the house now, you take care of me, right?" I was in 2nd grade. I took it seriously. I'd check the locks at night. I'd bring her Advil when her feet hurt from standing at Union Station. I thought that was love. I didn't know it was parentification. The week before my 8th birthday, Mom promised me a trip. Just us. She said we'd ride the train to Indianapolis to see the Children's Museum. I'd never been on a train. I packed my backpack 3 days early. I drew a picture of me and Mom on the train and gave it to her. She stuck it on the fridge with a magnet shaped like a margarita glass. "Promise?" I asked. "Promise," she said. "Get me Pringles?" The morning of the trip, Jess and Mark were at our apartment. I thought they were coming too. Mom said it was an adult surprise. I didn't understand. I was too busy making sure I had my Game Boy and extra batteries. At Union Station, Mom was jumpy. She kept checking her phone. She was wearing her work badge even though it was her day off. We walked to Platform 7. The Cardinal to Indianapolis was already boarding. She handed me my ticket. Adult ticket. $42. She'd used her employee discount. She hugged me hard at the train door. It felt wrong. Too tight. Like she was saying sorry without the words. "You're gonna be so brave," she whispered. "My big man." Then she stepped back. Onto the platform. With Jess and Mark. I didn't get it. I smiled and waved through the window. I thought they were going to different cars. I thought we were playing a game. The conductor said, "Last call." Mom pulled out her iPhone. She wasn't taking a picture of me. She was recording. Jess was holding out a $10 bill, laughing. $10, Jess. $10 says he doesn't even make it out of the station before he starts crying. Mark smacked the glass with his palm. Kids screwed. I finally understood. This wasn't a trip. This was a bet. I was the bet. I threw myself at the door. Open the door. MOM. Open the door. The hydraulic seal engaged. The train jerked. Their faces got small. Mom was still laughing. Then her face changed when she saw mine. It wasn't funny anymore. But the train was already moving. I screamed. I screamed my name. I screamed hers. I screamed until a woman with gray hair pulled me into her lap and told the conductor I was alone. I thought my mother had just murdered me by train schedule. First stop, Dyer, Indiana. 40 minutes from Chicago. I got off because the gray-haired woman told me to. She said someone would be here for me. She was wrong. I stood on that platform for 2 hours. I called Mom from a payphone. Collect. She accepted. Jess's voice was in the background. Is he crying yet? Tell me he's crying. Mom got on. Ethan? Baby, listen. You're okay. You're safe. Dyer's got a station. Just sit tight. You left me, I said. It was a joke. We didn't think they'd actually close the doors. Jesus, Lisa, he's 8. Mark yelled, he's fine. He's smart. Click. She didn't come in 2 hours. She came in 6. When she got there, her eyes were red but her makeup was fresh. She'd been crying, then fixed it. She didn't hug me. She grabbed my wrist. Hard. You do not tell anyone about this. Anyone asks, you got on the wrong train. You were confused. Say it. I was confused. Say thank you. I drove all the way here to get you. Thank you. We drove home in silence. She stopped at a Walgreens. Bought me Pringles. Ate them herself on the drive. She didn't offer me any. That night, Department of Children and Family Services was at our door. The gray-haired woman from the train had called them. Mom cried. Performance tears. She said I was a troubled child with abandonment issues from my father's death. Said I had a history of making up stories. Said I must have gotten on the train myself. Jess and Mark backed her up. They said they'd seen me be confused before. They said I was always doing stuff for attention. The DCFS lady looked at me. I was 8. I had a Lightning McQueen backpack. I was wearing one red shoe and one blue shoe because I'd dressed myself that morning. I didn't say anything for 3 days. You don't recover from that. You just build around the hole. Age 8 to 10, I stopped asking for things. Birthdays were quiet. I learned that if I was good enough, invisible enough, maybe the next bad thing wouldn't happen. It didn't work. Age 11, Mom married Mark. They told me at Applebee's. I got the kids' menu. They ordered margaritas. Mark said, "Guess you got a new dad, Chief." I didn't call him Dad. Not once. Age 12 to 14. Mark liked to wrestle. It was never fun. He'd pin me and say, "You gonna cry? Like your mom said you would?" I learned to go limp. To wait. To dissociate. My grades dropped. The school counselor asked if everything was okay at home. I said yes. I was scared of what would happen if I said no. Dyer lived in my head. Age 15, I got a job. Busboy at a diner on Clark Street. I lied about my age. I gave Mom half my checks because she said rent went up. It didn't. She and Mark went to Vegas. Age 16, I found the video. Mom had never deleted it. It was in her iCloud, in an album called Funny Stuff. 32 seconds. Her laughing. The $10. Mark hitting the glass. Me screaming. The file name was Ethan Train LOL. I watched it once. I threw up. I didn't watch it again for 10 years. Age 17, I told my girlfriend what happened. First person ever. She broke up with me a week later. Said I was too intense. Said I had too much trauma. She wasn't wrong. Age 18, I left. Packed one bag. Didn't say goodbye. Mom texted 3 days later, "You forgot your deodorant." That was it. College was code and silence. I studied computer science. I got good at making things that didn't need me to talk. I didn't go home for Thanksgiving. Or Christmas. Or ever again, really. Age 20 to 25, therapy. Lots of it. My therapist, Dr. Rivera, said the word for the first time, betrayal trauma. She said, "Your nervous system learned at 8 that love is a person who will gamble on your terror. That's not a lesson. That's a life sentence." I didn't date. I didn't trust. I built firewalls. In my code and in my life. Age 26, I was working at a startup in Chicago. Making decent money. I was stable. Numb, but stable. Mom called. First time in 2 years. Her voice was small. Mark left. Cleaned out the bank account. She got fired from Amtrak for attendance. She was behind on rent. "Can you help, E? Just this once. You're the man of the house, remember?" 26-year-old Ethan said. "Of course, Mom. I'll always take care of you." I meant it. And I didn't. I sent her money for a month. Then I stopped answering. She left voicemails. First angry. Then crying. Then angry again. "You're just like your father. He left me too." I didn't respond. My father died. He didn't leave. But I was too tired to correct her. Age 34. I was in Indianapolis for a conference. The Children's Museum. The one we were supposed to go to. I was walking past Union Station to my hotel. My phone rang. Unknown number. I answered. "Ethan? It's Jess. Jess Monroe." I hadn't heard her voice in 20 years. It was still a car alarm. "Your mom's sick," she said. "Pancreatic. Stage 4. She's got months. She's asking for you." I said nothing. "She's sorry, E. About the train. She talks about it. She says it was the worst mistake of her life. She wants to say sorry before she goes." I hung up. I didn't sleep that night. I walked. Ended up at Union Station at 2 a.m. It was empty. I stood at platform 7. I thought about 8-year-old me. I thought about the $10. I thought about the Pringles. I called my therapist. Left a voicemail at 3 a.m. "I'm going to see her," I said. I don't know why. Dr. Rivera called back at 7 a.m. She said, "You don't have to forgive her to see her. You don't have to feel anything. You can just witness. For you. Not for her." So I went. She was at a hospice in Oak Park. She was 61 but looked 80. Cancer and guilt will do that. She was skinny. Bald. But her eyes were the same. She saw me and started crying. Not performance tears. Real ones. The kind that shake your shoulders. I sat down. I didn't touch her. She talked for an hour. It was all one sentence. I'm sorry, I was stupid, I was young, I thought you'd laugh too, I thought it was funny, I'm sorry, I love you, I'm sorry." I let her finish. Then I said, "I know. That's it. I know." She cried harder. She asked, "Do you forgive me?" I told the truth. "I don't know yet." She nodded. She understood. Or she pretended to. I visited 3 more times. We didn't talk about the train again. We talked about Dad. For the first time. I told her about the flag in the closet. She told me she hadn't opened that closet in 15 years. On the 4th visit, she was sleeping. Morphine. I held her hand. It was cold. Like mine were on that dire platform. She died 2 days later. I wasn't there. Jess was. Jess called me. She went peacefully, Jess said. She said your name at the end. I didn't feel relief. I didn't feel sad. I felt nothing. And then, days later, I felt everything. The funeral was small. Me, Jess, 2 cousins I didn't know. No Mark. He was in Florida with a new girlfriend. After, Jess gave me a box. Found this in her stuff. Thought you should have it. Inside, my Lightning McQueen backpack. Still half unzipped. Still had crayons in it. Melted into one big red-blue brick. Also inside, the Pringles can. Empty. And the $10 bill. Folded into a tiny square. Jess said she kept it. All these years. Said she was gonna give it back to you someday. With interest. I took the box. I didn't open it again for a year. A year later, I was back in Chicago for work. I drove to Dyer, Indiana. For the first time since I was 8. The station was the same. Small. 1 platform. A bench. I sat on that bench. I opened the box. I took out the $10 bill. I unfolded it. It was from 2012. The year it happened. I thought about 8-year-old me, standing right here. Waiting. Confused. Believing my mom was coming in 2 hours. She did come. 6 hours later. And she made me say thank you. I took the $10. I took the Pringles can. I walked to a trash can on the platform. I threw them away. I didn't feel better. But I felt done. I went home. I found the video in her iCloud. Ethan Train LOL. I watched it. Once. All 32 seconds. I saw her face. Laughing. Then not laughing. Then scared. I saw my face. 8. Terrified. Betrayed. I deleted the video. From iCloud. From her phone backup. From everywhere I could find it. Then I went to my closet. I found my dad's flag. The one she put next to the vacuum. I took it out. I unfolded it. For the first time, I talked to him. Out loud. I said she was scared too. She was 27. She was grieving. She was stupid. She was cruel. She was my mom. I said, I'm not gonna be the man of the house anymore. I'm just gonna be me. I said, I think I forgive her. Not for me at 8. He doesn't have to. But for me now. I'm tired. I refold the flag. I put it on a shelf. Not hidden. Just there. I don't know if forgiveness is real. I don't know if 8-year-old me would be okay with what 36-year-old me did. I know that I don't flinch at train sounds anymore. I know I can see platform 7 without leaving my body. I know I don't keep Pringles in my house. Not because I hate them. Because I don't need to prove anything. I see Lisa twice a year now. At the cemetery. I bring coffee. I don't drink it. I pour it out on the grass. Her headstone says loving mother. It's not true. And it's not a lie. It's complicated. Like everything. My therapist says healing isn't a before and after picture. It's learning to carry the weight without letting it decide where you walk. I still check locks at night. But now it's because I like feeling safe. Not because I'm scared someone won't come back. I'm getting married next spring. Her name is Maya. She knows about the train. She watched me throw away the $10. She didn't say I was too intense. She said, "Thank you for telling me." Then she held my hand and didn't let go. We're not having kids yet. Maybe someday. If we do, I have 2 rules. 1, we don't make bets about them. 2, if they're scared, we open the door. Last week I was at Union Station, picking up Maya from a trip. We were at Platform 7. Different train. Different life. A little boy was pressed against the glass, waving at someone on the platform. He was maybe 6. Lightning McQueen backpack. His mom was on the other side, recording him. She was laughing. My stomach dropped. For a second, I was 8 again. Then the mom mouthed "I love you" and put her hand on the glass. The little boy put his hand up to match it. The doors closed. The train moved. The mom waved until it was gone. Then she put her phone away and wiped her eyes. The boy sat down and opened a book. He wasn't crying. He was okay. I exhaled. I hadn't realized I was holding my breath. Maya found me. She saw my face. She didn't ask. She just took my hand. We walked away from Platform 7. Together. The train moves. The doors close. Sometimes the people who are supposed to love you most get smaller. And sometimes, if you're lucky, and you do the work, and you wait 28 years, you get to be the person who stays. Are we even now, Mom? No. But we're done.